Discuss more with former federal prosecutor Neama Rahmani. Neama, thanks so much for being here. So, how serious are these charges?
Allison, they're very serious. We're talking about federal gun charges and lying on those ATF forms. Now, of course, we know that he's facing a potential 25-year sentence in federal prison, but no one gets near the statutory max. But there is the real possibility of prison time. Judge Norika is a no-nonsense judge. She hasn't been on the bench that long, but judging by her previous criminal sentences, there's that real possibility that if and when Hunter Biden is convicted, there is some prison time, even though logistically that would be a nightmare because, of course, he's entitled to Secret Service protection.
You maybe just heard our reporter, Marshall Cohen, outline, some of the evidence that the prosecution plans to use. And if there are text messages from Hunter Biden himself on his laptop, or if his exes testified that, yes, he was a drug addict or using drugs during this time, is that an open and shut case?
It is a very strong prosecution case. And like Marshall said, we have Hunter Biden's own admissions in his memoir, those text messages on his laptops, and the testimony, of course, of his ex-wife, girlfriend, and the mother of his child. It's going to be very difficult. I think the defense here is not necessarily in the trial court. They're looking at the Court of Appeals. They're trying to get that original plea agreement enforced. Many thought it was a sweetheart deal. It was a great deal for Hunter Biden, that felony diversion and those misdemeanor charges. I think they regret blowing up that deal. They're going to try to get it enforced if Hunter Biden is convicted. And they're also going to challenge the constitutionality of this very statute. The irony is there's some conservative judges, particularly in the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, that have said that this law is unconstitutional as applied to former addicts. So that's a basis on appeal as well. And of course, we know that they're arguing selective prosecution. Very difficult to prove, just like Donald Trump was unable to do so. But Hunter Biden's best defense may not be before this jury, but before the Court of Appeals when he's convicted.
That's very interesting, Neama. So basically, he will go through this entire embarrassing, let's face it, for everyone, I mean, painful for the whole Biden family and sordid trial just to try to appeal it? I mean, that's the gambit here?
It is, because the trial judge in the case has rejected these arguments, but they're certainly much better on appeal than they are actually arguing the merits of the case. For Biden to win at trial, he needs to convince these jurors that he wasn't an addict or a user at or near the time that he purchased his gun. That's going to be very difficult to prove, given the overwhelming evidence from Hunter Biden's own mouth regarding his drug use and addiction.
Neama Rahmani, thank you very much for walking us through this. We'll see what happens this week.
Thanks, Allison.